Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling something pretty fundamental. Mindset.
Yeah, and not in a vague way. We're looking at the practical side.
Exactly. What's the real difference between thinking your skills are, set in stone?
That fixed mindset idea.
Right, versus believing you can actually develop them.
The growth mindset. And our goal here, using the material we've got, is to unpack these two.
See how they might be influencing, well, everything, really. Your work, your life.
Could be a game changer or maybe what's holding you back. Let's get into it.
Okay, so what's the absolute core difference here? Fixed versus growth.
Well, it really boils down to belief. Fixed mindset is basically, you've got what you've got. Talent, intelligence, it's innate, doesn't change much.
Like you're dealt a hand and that's it.
Pretty much. Whereas growth mindset is the opposite. It's the belief that, yeah, you can develop abilities through dedication, hard work, learning.
And the research actually backs this up, right? That thinking you can grow actually helps you grow.
It does. It's fascinating. You're just believing abilities are malleable seems to boost achievement. It sort of primes you for learning.
Okay, so how does this belief system, fixed or growth, affect how we approach things, like setting goals?
Oh, it makes a huge difference. If you have a fixed mindset, you might avoid challenges.
Because you don't want to look bad.
Exactly. You want to prove the talent you believe you already have. So you stick to stuff you know you can nail.
Makes sense. And the growth mindset.
They're more likely to see a challenge as like an opportunity, a chance to learn something new, to stretch.
So maybe they set bigger goals, aren't as afraid of maybe not succeeding right away.
Right. Setbacks aren't devastating failures. They're just part of the process. Stepping stones, you could say.
That leads to a big question then. If you recognize yourself in that fixed mindset description, are you stuck?
No, absolutely not. That's the really hopeful part. Mindset isn't like biologically fixed.
You can change it.
Yes. You can definitely cultivate a more growth-oriented perspective. It takes awareness, though.
How so?
It starts with noticing those fixed thoughts, like when you feel that fear of trying something new, or when you want to give up after a mistake.
Yeah.
And then consciously reframing it, choosing to see it as a chance to learn, not as a reflection of your permanent ability.
And it seems like even how we talk to others, like praising kids, can push them one way or the other.
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge point in the material. Praising intelligence, you're so smart, can unintentionally foster a fixed mindset.
Because if you struggle later, you think, maybe I'm not smart after all.
Precisely. But praising the effort, the process, wow, you worked really hard on that problem, or I like how you kept trying different strategies, it reinforces the growth idea.
That effort leads to progress.
Exactly. It connects success to action, not just innate talent.
So what about failure? We all face setbacks.
Yeah.
How do the mindsets handle that differently?
It's a stark contrast. For someone with a fixed mindset, failure can feel, well, deeply personal, like proof of their limits.
So they might just shut down or avoid that task again.
Yeah, they might feel ashamed or discouraged and just give up. But the growth mindset views failure as information.
Information? How so?
It's feedback. Okay, that approach didn't work. What can I learn from this? What should I try differently next time?
That sounds way more resilient.
It is. It's fundamental to building resilience, that ability to bounce back.
And I imagine this ties into overall mental well-being too.
Definitely seems to. Constantly trying to prove yourself and fearing failure, like in the fixed mindset, that can, breed anxiety.
Whereas focusing on learning and progress
Tends to foster more positive self-esteem, a willingness to engage, even when things are tough. Less fear, more curiosity.
The material also mentioned educators.
Yeah.
How can teachers specifically help students develop more of a growth mindset?
Yeah, it's about creating the right environment, valuing effort, persistence, learning from mistakes, making those the norm.
Not just rewarding the A grade.
Right. Framing difficult tasks not as threats, but as interesting puzzles to solve, and giving feedback that's about the process and strategies, not just the outcome.
It also touched on broader influences, like culture, or maybe socioeconomic background.
Yes, that's an interesting layer. Some cultures might emphasize innate talent more, potentially encouraging fixed mindsets.
While others might focus more on collective effort.
Exactly. And things like access to resources and opportunities, often tied to socioeconomic factors, can also shape beliefs about whether effort pays off. It's complex.
Are there any, criticisms or nuances we should be aware of? Is it always just about effort?
Well, the text points out it's not about denying that people have different natural aptitudes or talents. That's real.
Okay.
And it's not saying effort guarantees you'll become, Einstein or Serena Williams. It's more about recognizing that everyone's potential can be developed significantly through dedication and learning. Effort is crucial for reaching your potential, whatever that might be.
So it's not effort instead of talent, but effort builds on talent.
That's a good way to put it. Recognizing both matters.
Okay. So wrapping this up, the main thing seems to be just understanding this distinction gives you a really useful lens, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Knowing about fixed and growth mindsets offers powerful insights into how you learn, how you face challenges, how you grow.
It changes how you might think about your own capabilities.
For sure. It opens up possibilities.
So here's something for you, the listener, to mull over. Thinking about these two mindsets, fixed and growth. Where's one place in your life, maybe just one small area, where you could try adopting a more growth-oriented view?
Yeah, what challenge could you reframe as an opportunity to learn?
Definitely something to reflect on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We hope you found these ideas useful.